Hello my dears, and welcome to my channel. As always, I am very happy and grateful that you've chose to spend your time with me and supporting my channel. Really easy. Like the video, leave a comment, subscribe, and click on the notification bell. And I hope that you're all doing well, but if not, I do hope things will get better for you soon. But if you want to forget about things for just a little while, join me in meeting the Hidden Castle, an oracle of protection. And this deck was created by Phil and Jacqui Lovesey. I think I said that right. And it retails at their Etsy store for $44.17, and you get the deck and the guidebook for that. And I will link the website and the Etsy store in the description. And there are other decks, which I have videos for all of these. I have collected all of their decks because I really love them. They are my favorites. Magical Familiars deck, the Magic Cottage Oracle, Secrets of the Wand Woods Oracle, the Arboretum White Hair Wisdom, and in that one I have the original deck video, and then I have the revised one. So there's two of the White Hair Wisdom videos, and I think I did a side-by-side comparison between the two as well. And Four Covens Oracle and a Hare's Odyssey. And in this deck we are going to be visiting Yorewood Castle, which is home to the Ancient Order of All Magical Hares. Okay, so the box itself is a flip-top box, and it's small. There's no title on the sides of it, and the dimensions is 5 inches height, across is 3 inches, and it's about 0.60 for the width of it, and it's got some silver or gold foiling for flames. And on the back, journey through the mists of time to Yorewood Castle, an ancient home of magical hares, secrets, mysteries, magic, and the keys to the inner you. Okay, and then you get this guidebook, and we'll go through that when we're done looking at the deck. And there are 40 cards. Okay, put that to the side. And the cards themselves are tarot size, as you can see. And this is the dimensions of the tarot. So they're not the usual big oracle deck cards. And on the back we have the crest of the castle, and as you can see, if you do reversals, which I don't know if you will or not, it's totally up to you, they will be reversed. They will give themselves away. Okay, so the deck, as you can see, has different colors, and they have divided it up into 4 sections. So the yellow cards represent the pastures, and this is the lush green lands beyond the castle, denoting the outside world with its joys, complications, and challenges, and there are 10 cards for that section. Then the second one is defenses, and the moat, drawbridge walls, and towers of the castle, symbolizing your own personal protective safeguards. You get 5 cards, and then the bigger section, which is the green, which represents the castle itself, and it represents the inner you. So you get 20 cards with this section. And then the last one is the treasures, which are magical aspects of yourself that can be drawn upon in times of need. And you get 5 cards. And this is in the guidebook as well. I just decided to write it down so I could explain the different sections to you. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the different cards here. So this is the treasures. Okay, then next we go into the castle itself and who's inside, and that is Matlock the hare. And I love the artwork on all of the decks. I really do. I guess I should say the inhabitants of the castle as well. That is so cute. They have these little guys for sale. They have some ceramic little guys. If you want to check out the Etsy store, yeah, they're so cute. I would get them, but I have nowhere to put them. And then we go to the defenses of the castle. And the last section is the pastures. And these are the lush lands outside of the castle. And that is the deck. And the cardstock is really good. It's a little on the thick side, but it won't crack, even though it feels a little on the thick side, but it is flexi-bendy. And I don't think I've had an issue with any of their deck cardstocks. They seem pretty solid. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the guidebook. And Phil does the writing, and Jacqui handles the art side of it, of the business, I guess you could call it. And Phil, I do believe he used to do true crime writing. He was a writer before they started doing this. Okay, so we start with a little paragraph from Cubley, or Cubley, who is an apprentice magical hare of Yorwood Castle. quote. That's the word. All right, so we have the author's note, and just basically tells you about Matlock the hare and Winchett Dale. Just kind of talks about it and gives you, I don't know if I can say background about it, but it just talks about them. And it's a story. And yeah, Phil, he wrote a story, the author's note. And then we have Breaching the Castle Walls, an introduction by Matlock the Hare, Magical Hare of Winchett Dale. And this is basically Matlock introducing you to the deck and the book. And it says that the book you are about to read was first written by a magical hare over 800 of your human years ago. And I really love that they do stories as well with this book. So then you're treated to another story from Matlock, and he even signs it. And there is Matlock. Okay, so then we have How to Use Your Hidden Castle Deck, and this is just basically what I said when I introduced the deck. Same thing. And then we have Yorwood Castle, and this is just a how to use the Oracle section. And there are some questions that you can use, because everybody knows that the question is kind of the hardest thing to come up with. And they give you some sample questions that you can use. And then basically the next steps to do for your reading. And there are certain words, Tzorkli, Zactaculus, and Crumlush. I can't remember what deck it is, but there's a deck, a previous deck that they've done, to where they give you a what's the word I'm looking for? An index or something that gives you the language of Winchett Dale, and some of the words they've given you the definition for them. It's like the Winchett Dale's language on some of the words. It's not all of the words, but it's some of them. And they just carry it over to the other decks. Okay, so then we have the castle card lists, and they are put in the different sections, and they are alphabetically sorted, and you get your page number. And then we go on to, here's a picture of the castle and the surrounding, the pastures, and this is Cubley, I don't know which way to pronounce it, it's one of those. And so he introduces Yorwood Castle, and there's another little story that's given to you. He talks about himself, and this is a picture of him. Then we have the Yorwood Castle suit, and basically it goes into the meanings. So we have the picture, the illustration of the deck, we have the title, and then if there is a person, they will say who it is. So Frungol is the royal advisor to King Woollimore and Queen Erowyn. And then we get a little story. And then we get the meaning, or the lesson of the card. and we are introduced to the different inhabitants of the castle. And since they separate it, then we go into, let's see, what is it? Let me get the index again. So I think, yeah. So they keep it sectioned off. Okay. So let's see. So these are all the inhabitants in the castle. Then we go on to the treasure suit. I can totally talk. And goes into a little bit more detail about the suit. And it's the same thing. We get a little bit of a story, and then we get the meaning or essence of the card. And we go on to the defenses. Goes on to describe what this suit represents. And same thing. You get a story and the meaning. And then we have the last suit, I do believe, which is the pastures. Goes into the same thing. And we have stories. And there's no spreads in the book. And that is pretty much the guidebook. Okay. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm torn between if guidebooks really need to put in spreads in their book, because there's so many spreads out there already. But on the other hand, it is nice to get a spread that goes with the card deck. Okay, so shuffling. There's no right or wrong way. If you can handle the regular size tarot deck, you should not have an issue. You can do the rifle shuffle. You can do the overhand shuffle. You can do the cutting. Just get them that way. And you can also do the fan. And these are really nice for the fan. Or you can just spread them all over your desk or table. So it just breaks it down to whatever you are physically able to do and what you choose to do. All right, let's see what message wants to pop up, and then you can see what's in the guidebook a little bit better, get an idea. Hearth. Aw, that's nice. Okay, so it is in the Yarwood Castle suit in page 44. Okay. There are so many hearths in Yarwood Castle, at least one in every room. The feasting and banqueting halls have dozens set into the walls, with a truly gangeous one at each end. The result is, no matter where you go, every room crackles with magical energy, life, and warmth. Teams of creatures ride out in wagons right across Winchett Dale to fetch wood before it is unloaded, sorted, and left to dry in the castle basements, waiting for yet more creatures to take the dried logs and stack them neatly next to the many fireplaces. It's constant, a hive of scriddling activity from first light to the end of day. As a piece of theater alone, it's something I could watch all day and every day if I only had the time. Once, I accidentally bumped into a puffing creature who suddenly appeared from around a corner, the collision causing her to drop her heavy basket of logs. "I'm so sorry," I immediately apologized, restacking her basket and offering to take it to whatever fireplace she originally headed to. She looked at my robes. "Oh, you can't be logging," she says. "Not with your fancy clothes. Logging's not for the likes of you, sire. 'Tis a lonely pursuit. Not that I mind being lowly. We all have our place, see, just how it is." She set off down the corridor, limping slightly from our collision. How could I stand and watch, especially as I caused the accident in the first place? "Wait," I said, trying to sound as authoritative as she obviously thought I was. "As apprentice apothecary of Yorwood Castle, I insist you stop, sit down, and wait here, whilst I fetch a poultice to apply to your ankle." "Very good, sire," she said, setting down the log basket. "Please call me Kebli. I'm no one's sire. Never will be. Just plain old Kebli." I missed her reply, bounding away and up the stairs to the castle apothecary, breathlessly explaining to my tutor, Luniar, just why I needed a bandage and a healing poultice. "A young creature, you say?" she smiled. "That would be Rowena, then. You know her?" "In a way," Lunaria replied, which sounded very peculiar. "In what way?" "The same way we all do," she said before adding, "Don't keep her waiting, will you?" A short time later, I had seen to Rowena's injury and carried the log basket to a strange room at the very top of the furthest tower, strangely empty save for just a blazing hearth in the far corner. "Whose room is this?" I found myself whispering. "Yours," Rowena answered. "No, mine is on the other side of the castle." "This is the home of your passion, Kibli. These are the magical flames that always burn within you, wherever you are. You are kind, good, and true, Kibli. But remember that just as a hearth needs logs, your passion needs feeding also. Never neglect what makes you you. Never let the flames diminish." The door closed behind me, and it was the last I ever saw of Rowena. No one else seemed to know her, no matter who I asked, and I never found my way back to the room at the top of the turret either. It was like both had never existed for even a blink snap. Yet the lesson stayed, and I have tried as best as I can to stay good, kind, and true, passionately so. And the meaning? Being passionate about something is what changes the world and makes us human, even if your passion is as simple as staying kind and true. Isn't that so nice? I love it. I do. I love this deck. And I cannot wait to start using it. I use the other decks periodically, whatever the mood strikes. And I want to include an oracle in my reading. And I am looking forward to getting acquainted with this deck. I just got it. It was a Kickstarter deck originally. And I have been really excited about using it, so I will be definitely using it. But if you own it, let me know how it's working out for you. And if you bought it or put it on your wish list, let me know about that as well, because I'm always hoping that I help other people with a decision on buying a deck, because I know decks have become increasingly more expensive, and even though you want to buy them all, you can't. So once again, thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I hope that you will join me with another video. But until next time, take care, and goodbye, my dears.